Welcome back, Montgomery Catholic. You're still with us. I'm still Justin Costanza, your school president, and we are still talking the state of the school. This episode, we're going to talk about, let's just call it the numbers. This is our campus overview. You see these guys right here, and the first one we want to shout out, 149 years old. That's us. Montgomery Catholic Preparatory School is celebrating in October of 2023, 150 years serving the Montgomery area, providing that Catholic education that sets us apart. You're going to see what makes up who we currently are, but to understand who we are now, we got to talk a little bit about where we've come from. The Sisters of Loretto came here in 1873 to start a Catholic school in Montgomery to serve this community. Still what we're trying to do now, things may look a little bit different. The sisters came down and started a school, Our Lady of Loretto, right next to St. Bede's Catholic Parish. It really wasn't St. Bede's, it was St. Peter's Catholic Parish, right in downtown Mobile, live television. We just roll with it. Right next to St. Peter's downtown was the Gerald Mansion where the sisters served those first students. Moved across the street into another building there in the 50s and 60s before they came way out east to the cow fields here on Vaughn Road before it was highly populated, and built the current building in the mid-60s. And today we are 4 campuses, one at Holy Spirit, one at St. Bede, the middle school and high school, which reside on Vaughn Road to this day. Now, those 4 campuses serve 100 faculty, 102 by the numbers there, and 801 students. So who are they? Where do they kind of fall in the mix? Well, we mentioned those 4 campuses. St. Bede and Holy Spirit elementary campuses both are seated on the side of a parish. Now, there's one thing to just kind of note here. Our elementary campuses are not actually parochial schools. They belong to Montgomery Catholic Preparatory School, a regional model Catholic school. And so we are one unified school, K-3 through 12th grade, and the 8 or 9 parishes, not just St. Bede and Holy Spirit, here in the Capital of Dreams River Region area, all support Montgomery Catholic. All support. We could not do what we do without the support of our priests, our pastors at those parishes. So the 801 students, how do they shake out? Well, our elementary schools, both elementary schools, serve K-3 through 6th grade. And at St. Bede and Holy Spirit, we've got about 145 at St. Bede and almost 220 to 25 at Holy Spirit. So close in size. Holy Spirit out east, they're more population. It's a little bit of a larger parish, and we see a huge number of influx in the Holy Spirit parish due to our military families as well. We'll talk a little bit about that in our, who makes up our people as we keep going. But those 2 schools service K-3 through 6th grade. Then you come to 7th and 8th grade in your middle school campus. The middle school started in about 2004, just serving 7th and 8th grade. 9th through 12th grade sits right here on this main campus on Vaughn Road, and we've got a little under 300 students in that high school campus. Now, those 801 students are serviced by 102 faculty and staff, as we see here by the numbers. They play over 13 Alabama High School Athletic Association sanctioned sports, participate in more than 50 activities, and all different types of extracurriculars, as one of which is band. You see on the end there, we're going to talk a little bit about band as well and the numbers participating in band. Start real quick with sports. 13, and that is not just your kind of run-of-the-mill, hey, everybody knows football and volleyball and basketball. Did you know that this year we actually added 2 women's sports? We added women's wrestling and women's flag football to get up to 13, sanctioned by the AHSAA. Another really neat thing that happened this year, if you're paying attention, was our first ever women's championship came in volleyball. So kudos to our volleyball team and their state championship this year. Picked up a couple other state champions last year at the end of the year in tennis, handed out a couple of rings early on in the season this year to some of our doubles championship winners in tennis. And if you have been in the lobby of the gym in the last couple of years, you'll notice that the trophy cabinet has more than expanded. Those red and blue maps for state champion and state runner-up are starting to flood in. And it's not just in 1 or 2 sports. We're seeing success across the board. Kudos to our athletic director, Daniel Veras, not only for having the vision but also getting the right people here to make that vision a reality. Now, we've mentioned some of those clubs and organizations. Those 50 teams, clubs, organizations, extracurriculars, they're a little bit of everything. That's everything from our Hearts on Fire elementary girls on the run running clubs to our robotics program, drama, choir, and everything in between. If you haven't seen one of those elementary girls running clubs, then you need to check out the good work that they're doing, not only getting our students active, but also really lighting a fire for Christ through that physical activity. It's amazing. So kudos to the adults who make that possible. And not just for the girls running clubs, but every one of these organizations we're talking about are led by volunteer, almost exclusively volunteer adults. So thank you to the 50 plus volunteers who are parents and coaches who make that possible. I mentioned robotics. Our robotics team competes in a VEX robotics program. We have been state champions and really, you want to talk about building up your trophy case, really had a lot of success, and not just in the high school. Starting as in the middle school, 7th and 8th grade, we have seen state championship and world competition teams competing at the world competition is what I should say. That caliber starting in the middle school, 7th and 8th grade, 3 years in a row, we're going to have folks at the world competition. Unbelievable. So shout out to Vicki Petters and her crew and all those who make VEX Robotics amazing. Our drama and choir is really taking off. We're doing some work. We're going to talk about it in another video about how we're turning the space at St. Bede Cafeteria into a performing arts space. And we started by performing the Addams Family musical just in March, at the end of March. And so kudos to our choir and drama folks, the staff, the faculty, but also completely student run and all the folks who made that possible. These clubs are making Montgomery Catholic known in the River region and beyond. And it's because the students are bought in, the parents want it for their kids, but are also giving us the resources and supporting the resources to make it possible. And one of the most powerful that we're seeing right here at Montgomery Catholic is our band. And so you see the number there, 164 band members. Now, a band, we're talking, these are for eligible band students in the 5th through 12th grade. So our band that you see marching on a Friday night on the football field is made up of 7th through 12th graders. Those 7th graders and 8th graders are starting to get to be in the marching band. You see them down in the pit. You see them, they're a lot of the times the ones, helping move stuff and get stuff set up, those Band-Aids. That is just a piece of what the band is. The band really is more than just a marching band. And so they start as early as 5th grade being able to participate in the band programs. Come out to see our spring concert, or if you've been to a Christmas band concert, you know that starting in 5th grade, our students get an amazing education from our band director, Alex Johnson, and his wife, Christine Johnson, who do a phenomenal job. And that number, 164, represents about 30% of the eligible students in 5th through 12th grade who could participate in band. Now, when I say that we have a healthy band program, that's no exaggeration. To be honest, a band program is rated as healthy if it has 5 to 10% of eligible students participating. 5 to 10, but remember what I said, that 164 represents nearly 30%. Kudos to Alex and Christine Johnson. Kudos to the families that say yes to the band program, and kudos to all of you who continue to support this amazing program. It's not just band. There's a lot of amazing things going on at Montgomery Catholic. Stay tuned and check in the other videos so that you can see more about facilities, finances, and our strategic plan. I hope you'll stay with us.